What's up, people? Over here at June's shop today, getting the Wagoneer detailed. I've been off for a couple of weeks. I haven't done any videos or really posted on social media. I do have a video coming out explaining why, but pretty much got married, having a baby, and just bought a house up in the suburbs and finally out of the city, etc. So it's been a very, very busy month and a half. Everybody that's been asking about the Jeep meet, we're going to be doing that on July 23rd, I believe. So I just have to put out the information later on today or sometime over the weekend. But we will have a meet on July 23rd. It'll start between 1 and 1:30. Location hasn't been set yet, but it'll be in Northeast Philly. I'm outside the city now. I'm about 30, 40 minutes outside the city. So, yeah, we'll get all that stuff situated. Just been a busy, busy month. Busy month. I haven't even had time to get my Jeep detailed. I just got the missus' vehicle down here today because I had to come into the city, get my hair cut. Figured even though the weather's not the best today, it's kind of overcast. We're going to get the car all cleaned up inside and out. And then I got to hurry up and get back to the house because I got an appointment with the floor guy. Our flooring person's coming in to talk about redoing the hardwood floors. The house we bought, 2,500 square foot, they already did the floors. Like the hardwood floors are already done and they're brand new. But the missus doesn't like the color. So, of course, she wants to swap everything out. First floor, second floor, the whole thing. And then we have a painter coming in who, he already gave us an estimate for the entire house, wants to charge $11,900 for the entire house. So we're going to get a couple of other quotes before we have the whole house painted. And that includes the garage, 2-car garage, etc. So it's going to be a lot. It's going to be busy. Very, very busy the next couple months. Whew. I almost canceled this today. The weather is kind of crap. Like, if you look outside, I mean, it's not the best weather. It was raining a little bit this morning. So there's like pockets of, clouds coming through. Figure why not? Take a chance, get it clean, at least get the interior all detailed up. June just loves climbing all the way up on the top. I know, damn. It's ridiculous how high that dang thing is. But it was a nice break not being on YouTube for a minute. I needed some time off. Dude, I didn't have any time to do anything. Like June, every freaking day through the last couple weeks, been up early in the morning, just, yeah, you got married, I got married. What's that? In May. Yeah. Yeah, so within the last month and a half, we got married. We finally announced that we're having a baby girl. And then we found our house. Like, we've been looking for the perfect house for 3 years. I thought it was a year and a half. But according to our realtor, she was like, no, you guys started this search 3 years ago. Yeah, dude. First, the market was competitive. And we're very picky, like we go in have to look great in the pictures and it just be messed up, man. Or even worse. So because of the way the market was, it's a seller's market, people were, what's that? Big time. You had to waive inspections if you wanted to be competitive. 50,000 over asking was like the minimum you'd have to go even to be in the door or in the running for winning a bid. And so the house I got across the street, just by chance, my buddy that I used to drive with at work, he retired in 2009. He lives there. He's selling his house right now. I used to drive for UPS. I work for UPS. I've been there for almost 30 years now, my 28th year. So He's selling his house. He's moving down to South Carolina. He's got family down there. And he listed his house for 624. And he was like, "You think I'll get it?" I was like, "Dude, are you kidding me?" I was like, he's got like in-ground pool. The basement's finished. The house we just bought across the street for $630, the basement's not finished and there's no pool. So we do have one extra bedroom. His is 3-bedroom, but ours is 4. But the block or the development is like kind of cookie cutter almost. Like everybody, it's like kind of set up the same way, you know? I'm like, yo, you're probably going to sell yours for $700 easily. The first day he listed it, he had people wanting to come by. I'm like, listen, don't be worried. You're going to sell it, no problem. It's going to suck to see him go because he's a good friend of mine. It's just, I move in and all of a sudden he's like, oh man, I'm leaving here in 30 days. He already has a house in South Carolina. Yeah. But it's been like non-stop. I've got content that I wanted to put out, but I had no time to edit. Like yesterday, I had a plumber and electrician in at the same time. So the plumber was doing so on the first floor, the former owners had the washer and dryer in like this big pantry room that is behind the kitchen, you know? And the missus wants to make that just a full-on giant pantry. She doesn't want the washer and dryer there. She wanted to move it in the basement. Okay, great. So I buy a new washer and dryer. When it's delivered, I said, I got to put it in the basement, and they take the other one. Here, there's no hookup. Yeah, so we had to have the plumber come in. Oh, yeah, dude, this guy was great. Showed up early, knocked it out of the ballpark, great price. So while he's finishing that up, then I had to get an electrician to come in because there's new codes now. Like my dad is a retired electrician. Yeah, 220, 240, a four prong. So, yeah, so I asked my pop, but he's like almost 80 years old. I was like, yo, can you do me a solid? He goes, Ronnie, man, I'm out of the game. He goes, I've been out of the game too long. He goes, you got to get somebody in there that's up to par on the codes. I was like, all right, that's cool. So electrician came in from, I think they're called McHale's up there in Langhorne. Great dude. These two guys, this guy, Kyle and Melvin, his helper, showed up. They knocked it out for us, got that wired up. The home inspector guy came the day before just to go. I want him to go over like a fine-tooth comb, just check everything. I'm like, look, because they do it unbiased, whether you're the one hiring him or somebody else. Like, he's just going to go over everything and nitpick, you know? I want him to go over every detail. Yeah, and then we were going back and forth with different like lawn care companies. So the first company came out to cut it last week, charged me $75. And they were like, oh, we're going to charge $75 or whatever. And I'm like, they didn't do a great job. They actually the blade was too short. So when they cut it too short on the front a little bit and burned it. Uh-huh. So then I had to go with another company. And these young kids, man, they cut it $30. And they did a better job than the other company, than the old heads that came out and cut my lawn. Really? Oh, wow. Yeah, so they hooked it up. Really? Oh, okay.
I like it. I do my daily. I do it all along. From the front, the hedging, the grass, the hedging.
Oh, all right. Oh, and then there's like finding Easter eggs in the house. So the first Easter egg was finding out that it had an irrigation system and a sprinkler setup. So there's like 18 sprinkler heads. And he hadn't turned them on since, I think, November. But they're Bluetooth, this thing called Beehive. So I had to go down the basement. I found this device mounted on the wall, go online, look it up, and I'm like, oh, man. I was like, I got sprinklers. So I had to figure out how to reset the box, connect my phone to it, and then just by trial and error, playing around with it, trying to get these things on. So here's the funny thing.
You set it off?
Dude, yeah, I set it off. 3 o'clock in the morning, I turned them on to test it. No. I set it for 10 minutes. I go to bed. Wake up to a phone call, 9 o'clock in the morning. It's my buddy from across the street, Gary. He goes, hey, Finn, your sprinklers are on. They've been on for like 2 hours. I said, holy shit, they've been on since 3 o'clock. 6 hours those things ran. Oh, man, bro. Yeah, my first water bill is going to be like a car payment. But here's here's the thing. So not all the sprinklers were still left on. Apparently the first two, since they've been sitting, they must have dirt in the baffle, because I looked on how to fix that.
Yeah.
And they were stuck from going down. So I had to go down and manually shut them off. I was like, all right, try. You live and learn. And then I had to call a sprinkler guy who's going to come out this week at some point just to replace those two heads. Oh, and then I had to go and find, so I'm like walking along on the lawn and I see like a little puddle. I'm like, oh, there must be a head here. I dig down like a half an inch and dig the head out because, like I said, the dude didn't run the thing for like since wintertime. So it was overgrown patches. It wasn't coming out.
Yeah.
So I had to knock that out. I picked up the power washer you recommended. This power washer that June recommended, I got it. I don't know if I got it at Home Depot. I think I got it at Home Depot. Dude, this Greenworks, awesome. And then you saw the picture I put up. I had to strip the porch swing thingy and restain that. Dude, then I replaced the mailbox. I put like a brand new mailbox out at front post and everything. It's been nonstop, man. Lighting, the whole front had those solar lights. And then I ran lights along the pathway that he had that the solar battery wasn't working anymore. So I replaced all that. Yeah, it's been a real pain in the ass. And people are like, hey man, did you quit YouTube? Are you doing videos? I'm like, yeah, I have no time. I'm literally doing this today, first time. I have got shit that I can put out later on. I have not had a chance to put up. And we have a Jeep meet coming up July 23rd. So I got to get all that information out. Not just a Jeep meet, but more like a lunch meet type thing, you know, cars, any car can come. We usually do it just to go out and eat, etc. So July 23rd, Saturday, 1 o'clock, between 1 and 1:30 start time. I got to get all the details out for everybody. If you're interested, send me a message here on, well, not on YouTube, but on our Instagram account, on one of the accounts, and we'll make sure we don't miss you. We'll get all the information out to you. It's been a busy, busy month. Busy month. And it's still not over. Literally, June's got to hurry up and knock out the car wash. And then we got to hurry up. I got the hardwood floor guy appointments at 3:15, so I'm like going nuts here, trying to get all this done. Did you go to the Jeep parade at the Trenton Thunder? Ed, no, I did not. Yeah, I haven't had time for anything besides like housework stuff, man. I've been swamped, brother. I didn't even know that thing was going on. Now I am going this Saturday. If anybody wants to join us, we're heading down to the Wildwood Beach Jeep invasion. Last year and the year before we went, there was like 4,000 Jeeps down on the beach. Vendors. Yeah, it's a real good time. Every year. On the beach, on the boardwalk. Oh, yeah, it's sick. It's a real good time. I want to go down just to check out the vendors. Now, I did buy. Yeah, it is. Yo, so I ordered a lot of parts, too. So, yeah. So, I finally ordered the wheels that I wanted. I ordered the rims. They're bead locks, huh?
Have you ever tried to terminate the doors?
Oh, yes, I ordered the Mopar tubular doors. They're on back order. I ordered the thing that goes on the hatch. Like so the rear top on the Wrangler, not the Wagoneer, but on the Wrangler, it's called Top Lift Pro. It's like a little hydraulic lift that you push it in, it lifts up the roof and just pulls it out and it stays on the stand so you keep it in the garage. That's also being made. That won't be shipped until the end of the month. But the wheels that I ordered for the Jeep are bead locks. It's like, the ring is going to be paint matched to the car. I have to get that done. And then I'm going to go up in tire size. Currently on 33s, but she's going to get a lift, 37s. We got to re-gear it. Trying to think what else we're doing to it. But yeah, so doors are on back order. The roof has been off. When I show you the video later, I've had the thing stripped down for an entire week now, driving around in the sun. So trying to think what else we have done. Just been a busy last couple weeks. And I couldn't even announce it online. I couldn't tell anybody because we were keeping it secret. Like, our kids had no idea that we were doing this. So we couldn't tell family. We couldn't go online. We only told a couple of our closest friends at work about what was going on, because we wanted to keep it as secret as possible. We did not want the information leaked to the kids. And oh man, so I had cameras set up in the house the day we went to, quote, look at it. They didn't realize we had already purchased it. That was awesome. That was a nice surprise. They thought we were just going for another walkthrough to see a house. But I'll get busy tonight. I've got some time. I bought some cigars, some beer. I'm going to be sitting out on the patio and just smoking a cigar and getting my content done. Just got to hurry up and get this thing cleaned up, because I got to get back up to the house. It's not too bad. I mean, we might have a break this afternoon. If you guys are looking for a great detail down here in Philadelphia, 4808 James Street, 19137. Hit up June. His information is I'll get it in a second. I always forget his phone number. As soon as he comes back out from his back room, give him a call, make an appointment. Does great work. This thing is, I'll tell you what, we were going to do like a week-to-week blog on this vehicle on if anything was wrong with it, and nothing. The only thing that was weird was the puddle lights. So let me see if I can show you. I don't know, it's not dark enough in here, but let me go around the other side. Hey, June, what's your phone number again? 215-668-2872. 668-2872. If you want to book an appointment down here with him. Let's see. Now, I don't know. It might not be too dark in here to do this, but nah. All right, I have to show you at night. The puddle lights on this thing that come down from here, it's like a big giant bar that says Wagoneer. Well, when we bought the car, for the first 500 miles, for whatever reason, they never came on. No idea. Maybe there's a setting or something we missed. But they've been coming on now, and they haven't stopped coming on. But aside from that, she hasn't had any issues with it besides getting the tires plugged, a couple of screws and stuff. What time you got? All right, awesome. Yeah, we're pressed for time today. I can't stay the usual. Usually takes about 70 minutes inside and out for the full detail. But we're pressed for time. Hey, Rob, what's going on? Dude, I love the Wrangler, man. I should have I should have stayed in that platform. And I'm not talking about the Wrangler platform. I'm talking about like the off-roading type platform. Racing and all was fun. It's always been a hobby of mine since high school. Literally since the mid to late 80s when we started going down there. But I have had zero time, zero time, or You know, it's just something I just couldn't do. So, oh my God, it's so much fun. All week, I've been on vacation for the last 2 weeks, and I've had the roof off, the doors off the whole time. I've got the sunscreener thing on top, just for the kids in the back. But dude, it's been a blast. I ordered all kinds of parts, wheels. I got some bead locks coming for it, larger tires, the Mopar tubular doors that are going to go on it. I've done a couple of minor tweaks, little things to it. I'm still not sure about fenders, but is it better to get a V6 Wrangler and make it look like a 392? Price-wise, I mean, it really depends on what you want, I wouldn't listen to anybody else's opinion but your own. Seriously. Whatever you want to do. The car community is very finicky. There are a lot of chads in the car community. The race me bros and the people that are just going to criticize you. Do whatever you want that makes you happy. If you want to buy a V6 and dress it up like a 392, go right ahead. Nobody's stopping you, man. It's your money, your vehicle. F what anybody else thinks, seriously. As far as price point, though, I think it's ridiculous that they're charging the same amount for a 392 Wrangler that you would get for a Trackhawk. Well, Trackhawk in 2018, you're not going to get a Trackhawk for that price now, but in 2018, you could find them in the 80s. It's unbelievable that they're the upcharge on them same as a Trackhawk. Yeah, $90,000 for a Wrangler, I wouldn't do it. And 392, me personally, I've said this a million times, I would never, ever, ever get another 392 after the Jeep SRT and after the issues that engine had. Hell no. Hell no. So this vehicle, when we picked this one up, it was sitting next to a Grand Wagoneer with a 6.4 in it. Same color. Oh, thanks, brother. The only thing different was this one had it didn't have the cameras, the interior camera setup and the 360 camera. Because she got the level 3. But price-wise, the Grand Wagoneer and this one were the same price. And I told her, stay. Plus, what killed it for her was the panorama. It didn't have the sunroof, and that was a deal breaker. But I was like, babe, do not get don't get the 6.4. Don't get the 6.4. Remember what happened to our 6.4 after we traded it in, and a buddy of ours bought it. Drew had to get it. It cost him, I think, $5,000 or $6,000 when it had the lifter failure or the MDS issue. Hey, Mark, what's up, brother? Hey, if you and the missus are free, we're going down to the Wildwood Jeep Beach Invasion on Saturday. I got to hit up Wilson and a couple of our other buddies. We do have a meet coming up, a lunch meet. Drive whatever you drive. On July 23rd, we will be getting together just to go out to lunch like usual. Now that the house and everything is situated, we are back into our regular swing again. Sorry, I got sidetracked. I was talking about the 392. One of the things I like about the 392 color scheme is the Stingray also has like a bronze or a gold trim to it. And it looks awesome if you take the Rubicon in a Stingray and you put the bronze wheels on it. Looks badass. I went with like a black beadlock center for ours, and the beadlock ring is going to get powder coated to match the vehicle. It took me a while before I could figure out which kind of wheel I wanted to go with, but I finally settled on. So, figures. It figures. Don't worry. There's always next month, brother. Yeah, JS. So I love the color scheme of the Stingray 392 Rubicons. The way they have the gold trim, or I don't know if it's gold or bronze, but dude, the wheels are sick. And the Fuel Rebel wheels, if you look up the Fuel Rebel wheels in a 17.9, I think they are, look up the 17-inch Fuel Rebel rims for that vehicle, and dude, you'll be like me, you'll fall in love with them. They're so awesome looking. You know what? I should go over that later on. I should show you guys some of the wheels options that we were looking at before we settled on the one we decided to go with. Um, let's see, my built Chrysler 3 has been sitting for 4 years. So I'm giving it to my wife's brother. It's just graduate college. Nice. Can't go wrong with a goat, man. GTOs are really nice. Yeah, JS, I mean, the good thing about the Wrangler platform, and there's a company, I want you to check out this company called Stony Ledge out of PA, all right? Stony Ledge, they sell Jeeps. What they do is they buy used Jeeps, and then they put lift kits on them, wheels, dress them up real nice, and then they resell them. So if you go to Stony Ledge and look at their gallery, you're going to see a ton of beautiful modified Jeeps. The best part is that the Wrangler base, the vehicle itself, they all look the same. It's what you do to it later that makes it look different. I mean, the Saharas too, like most of the ones that they have over at Stony Ledge are like Saharas. And then they have them all dressed up. They look phenomenal. Hell, there's a guy that has he had a V6 or a turbo in his, and he's doing a 6.2 liter swap. Came out of a Trackhawk. The thing was 1,200 horsepower. He detuned it a little bit. He's got the transmission in it. Wait till you see that thing. I'll put that up. Have I been out in the woods yet? Just up where we're at now, but I haven't been off-road. Not yet. I want to head out to Rouse Creek. Brother, it's been so busy. Like, I had zero time to do anything but, running around, getting this house in order. The week before we made settlement, what do you call it? We had to get a last second inspection. Man, it was like, it was just nuts. I was supposed to be in Florida right now. This was my vacation that we canceled to go to Florida. We just happened to luck out that the settlement date actually coincided with, the vacation that I had. Oh, you've been up to Rouse Creek? I haven't been there yet. A buddy of mine was talking to me about it. I definitely want to go out there. They got some really nice trails up that way. And what part did you move to? Oh, we're about 30 minutes north of Philly, Langhorne. You don't like the new style to now Grand Cherokees? No, I actually do. You're talking about the L platform. Originally, I didn't, and I did not like the front, but they look just like the Wagoneer, slightly smaller. But we got the test drive one. Oh my God, let me tell you, if you're thinking about getting a Grand Cherokee L, dude, they are so comfortable. And literally, the only reason she went with this over that was the extra room. That's it. She loves to have the extra seating. This one seats 8. I think the Grand Cherokee L we test drove was 7. I want to say 7. Super comfortable. It reminded me of driving a Range Rover. I mean, listen, Jeep really did a nice job with them. Absolutely. A guy I know at work too, who hit me up. He has one. He loves it. Yeah, they're really, really nice. Yeah, literally the Grand Cherokee L's and the Wagoneer, like they're so similar inside. I can't really describe it other than you have to go test drive one. They're so comfortable, man. Oh my God. And originally I didn't like them because of the way they look, coming from a WK2, I'm like, I thought the WK2 was the best looking Jeep that they ever made. I still think that. I still think it'll be hard to ever beat. That's opinion-wise, I think it'll be really, really difficult for them to, to beat that. But yeah, see, JS, the same thing. The interior, I'll tell you why. His compressor's going to go off soon, so it won't be so noisy. But in the Okay, so in here, this goes straight, right? But in the L, it kind of curves a little bit better. It kind of comes around like this, and if you're ever in a Range Rover, it does the same thing where it curves in, has that nice smooth line. It looks really good. The interior wise of the L and the Wagoneer are very, 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 very similar. Very similar. And comfort wise too. Honest to God, like if she didn't want to have the extra seat, I was pushing to get the L because it was a little cheaper. But this one, like I said, I have that down because I've been going to Home Depot like every freaking day. But you got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and then there's 3 rows in the back, or 3 seats in the back. But yeah, if you could do without 8 seats and you just need something with a lot of space, yeah, they're really, really nice. Now the Rubicon that I drive has like literally no room because the back I put the fishbone luggage rack on the back, so it takes up a lot of the space in the as far as packing the rear, you know. Oh, thanks, brother. I appreciate it. Yeah, dude, it took us 3 years to find the house that we really wanted. Like, not just because we're picky, it's the market was so bad. Like, okay, so let's say I found a house for $450. I would go 50,000 over, bid 500, and I'd lose. And I wouldn't go over that. Like the one house we found that we really, really liked, and the owner was he was a captain or a major in the Army. He actually wanted to sell it to me because I was a vet. So his listed for 550. We bid 600, got outbid. He contacted our realtor and said, hey, can they come up? We went almost to 650 with him, but we lost by 5,500. It sold for 655,500. We call it the Briggs house. That was beautiful. But in hindsight, I'm glad I didn't get that one. Because the basement we have now it's bigger. It's like, I can't even jump up and touch the ceiling, which is insane. So I kind of lucked out, but man, I'll tell you what, the market was brutal, brother, brutal. We would bid, like, first of all, everybody was waiving inspections. Like, I don't know where everybody's at, but in this market here, if you didn't waive your inspection, there was no freaking way you were even going to be considered in the running. Did we take the city out of the boy? Hell no. It's so funny you say that because when the Comcast guy came out, he was from not Jamaica. God dang it, I forget what he told me he was from. But he was picking on my accent. He goes, where are you from, man? He goes, you sound like you're from the city. And I went, well, yeah, I just moved in like 2 days ago. He's like, yeah. He goes, I can tell. But what we were saying was that when we're talking about the bidding process, man, you had to waive all the inspections, right? You had to bid 50,000 over minimum just to be in the door, and then put in an escalation clause, and it was unreal. It was unreal. We'd show up at a showing, you know, we would do some bookings, but then every weekend we were going to open houses, and you'd show up at an open house and there'd be 50 people pulling up already in cars with like 2-3 people in each car. There'd be 100 people lined up at the door, you know, and you walk in and a half hour after they opened up the showing and the realtor's already like, oh, they got 7 offers in hand already. Like, what the F? This house, when it first came on the market, our realtor set up an appointment for us to look at it. And I looked at it and I said, nah, there's no way. I said, that thing's gonna sell for 700. I'm not even gonna bother looking at it because we're gonna get smoked in the bidding process. So we turned it down. And then a week later, she contacted us and said, hey, the house is still on the market. And they dropped it from $639 to $629. We're like, really? Okay. So we went out the second week for the open house, and then there were people there, and we're like, oh, shit, we're not going to win. But we ended up winning that one. But that was a shock. We never thought we were going to win that one because we thought it was going to go for a lot higher. Like the house across the street, my friend Gary, who's selling his, He listed it for $625, and the day he listed it, he already has a bunch of offers in hand. So me and the wife have a bet that it's going to sell for $700. She thinks $700. I think $670, because the average is always 50 over asking. So I'm going to go with the average, and I'm just going to play the average. I'm betting his house will sell for in the 670 range. So we'll see. He's moving out in 2 more weeks. Great dude, man. I'm going to miss him. Love working with the guy. And here I finally move in across the street from him. And he's already moved down to South Carolina. He's just in the process of selling his house. Oh, Mark, let me tell you, if you're a seller in this market right now, same thing with cars. I mean, I never thought my Trackhawk would sell for what it did. That was a joke. I listed it on Facebook Marketplace as a joke. When I put it up for $95K, that was a joke. That was so I could put some content out and say, kind of appease the wife. And literally within an hour, Dave, the guy who eventually bought it, he was a serious buyer, man. Right off the bat, he was like, listen, I want it. And the guy is a lot of cash. He builds houses down in Alabama. Super awesome dude. He had a 21 that he wanted to keep stock. And he also had formerly had an 18 that Demon Performance had modified for him. But he didn't want to modify his 21. So he was like, look, I want your 18. It's already built for the track. I'm going to do a little bit more to it. I'm serious, blah, blah, blah. Like, you tell me we're ready to go. I was like, don't you want to come up and see it? He's like, nah. He goes, I saw your pictures and all. I said, how about this? How about I go and do a walk-around video for you? I did a walk-around video for him. That's that video you guys saw me doing a full walk-around and everything. That was basically for him, just to I thought it was still a goof at the time. And literally the next day, he's like, yeah, I want it. I was like, all right. And he goes, all right, I'll UPS the check to you. He certified UPS the check to me overnight. And the day that check came, there was a guy in the Team Trackhawk group who crashed his Trackhawk, who reached out to me and said, hey, man, I want to buy your car. And I said, I can't. It's already sold. He's like, I'll give you $100,000 for it. And I said, no. He goes, I'll give you 105 for it. I was like, no. Dude, I got offers up to 110 for it after it already sold. I was mad, but I wasn't mad. That's just hindsight. It's like one of those things, like, timing or whatever. But I couldn't turn it down. A car with 50,000 miles on it, literally 50,001 miles on that car. And somebody wanted to pay me more money than I paid for it in 2018 new. Now, of course, we invested a lot of money into it and had a lot of fun with it, but that's a part of the game, man. That was a hell of a lot of fun modifying it, just like we did with the SRT. Hell of a lot of fun doing it with that. I'm having a lot of fun doing it with the Rubicon. You're never going to recoup what you put into something, but I couldn't turn the offer down. And I'll tell you what, brother, I haven't looked back since. I thought I was going to regret it. But God, I do love driving around in that Ruby with the doors off and the top off, etc. Maybe I'll go live. I find when I get back to the house, I'll show you. I have everything stripped up for at least a weekend, because the weather's kind of crap today, but tomorrow the weather's supposed to be nice, and then for the rest of the week. Oh, easily. The market's insane right now. If you're in a mood to sell a car, now's the time to do it. Oh my God, you're talking about landscaping. So I had a company come in the day we bought the house. I'm nuts about having a perfect lawn, right? So, and luckily the guy before me, he put in an irrigation system. There's like 18 sprinkler heads that go all the way around the house. It's Bluetooth enabled. So, but the lawn hadn't been mowed in like a week or so. So we had this one company come in and they charged me $75 to do the front and back. And they did it, the job wasn't that great. And then my buddy across the street said, hey, I got these kids that come in every week and cut everybody's lawn. I told them to stop by on Monday. Monday was the holiday, so I see them out there on Tuesday, and they're like, yeah, we'll cut it for you. We'll start on Friday. $30. And they did a better job than the company that did it the first time. They edged the walkway perfect. I mean, I got to get this kid's, I don't know if I have it in my wallet. I think I took it out. I got to definitely do a plug for them, because if you're just outside of Philly and you need your lawn cut, man, I'll tell you what, these kids, I recommend them. They do a great job. But yeah, you are right, though. It might be time for me to get like a nice seated lawnmower and put a Pro Charger on it. I'll just have Wilson modify one for me. I got to call him today or tomorrow and see if he ever stopped by Dunfab. Dunfab, matter of fact, just hooked up a buddy of mine from work with his Wrangler. He had an electrical issue going on. They not only found it, but they fixed it on the cheap, because they found an aftermarket part to replace the part that was failing, and they hooked them up. The Dunfab's one of the best places around here. Same thing with Joe over at Custom Coatings. I got to hit him up about some PPF. Are you going to ceramic coat your Jeep? Yes. So I talked to June about it, and here's the thing. So when someone asks me, do you think it's worth doing ceramic coating, I always say no, right? Yet I'm still going to do it, and here's my reasoning. When I say no, it's because of the cost point. Now, June does an amazing, if you ever seen some of the stuff he's put out, June will probably beat anybody's price, and he does great paint correction first, and then he puts it on. So I would hit up June first. The only reason I'm doing a ceramic coating and a paint correction is because of that man right there. He'll beat anybody's price, and he does an immaculate job. That's what I'm talking about. It's got to be cost effective. The first place I did it, it just, you know, I guess I could talk about it now. I was a little sour, and I don't talk about them much anymore because I caught his guy not putting on the second coat. He didn't realize I had the dash cam going the whole time the car was there. See, June's going, what? Yeah, I never. Yeah, you remember I talked to you about it. So the dude only did a shitty job putting on a single coat and missed some spots, and there were some some spots where they didn't take it off and right. It flashed or something, and it just didn't look right, and had to get corrected. It was not a professional job. It was a very poor job for the money I spent, and I was pissed. I've never really discussed much about it, but because the owner is an awesome dude, and the owner basically corrected everything, apologized, and took care of me, all was well. But price-wise, man, it's just not cost-effective. I'd rather do PPF, like a traditional, some of the hydrophobic stuff that they have out that Joe from Custom Coatings put on the front of her vehicle, and on the Durango and on the Trackhawk. It's just awesome. I would rather go with traditional stuff for protection. It's got the hydrophobic capabilities. You can always peel it off. But the level of protection is better with the traditional over ceramic. And the ceramic doesn't last long. You'll hear people say, 3 to 5 years if you maintain it. Bullshit. I swear there's so many freaking people that just lie to, because they're embarrassed to say that they paid for something that failed. We used pH-friendly soap with that stuff and hand washed it. Y'all watch us hand wash it once a week with a pH-friendly soap that they recommended, and the shit didn't last. So I don't care what anyone says about how it lasts 3-4 years. You're lucky if you get a good year of protection out of ceramic coating. That's the nitty gritty, man. If you don't want to believe me, go out, spend the money, do it yourself. And when you find out that I was telling the truth, come back and eat some humble pie, because it does not last. It does not stay. Even if you maintain it, it does not last, man. It catches, you got to clay it up every once in a while. And even if you try to take ultimate maintenance of it, remember how much shit we did with that thing? And it still didn't last. So, so he has a product that we use, CarPro's Hydro 2. It's a spray-on, right? that you, a quote, ceramic coating that you spray on it. It lasts for about 3 weeks. You could power wash the car. It'll beat off. It's not a paint protection where it's going to actually, you know, help with nicks and scratches and stuff. But as far as keeping the car clean, it works great. It can't beat a traditional ceramic coating or a, you know, the PPF. But for the money and for the cost, and when he installs it, you literally spray it on while it's wet and power wash it off. It works great. It just comes down to cost point. What is the top speed on the Jeep? On this one? Oh man, I don't know. I don't know. I mean, it cruises nice around 80. You know, I haven't taken it up in the triple digits. The Rubicon does 80 with no problems. Huh? This one? No, this is a 5.7. 80 miles an hour cruise speed, like no problem, like it's going to. Dude, I do 80 in the Rubicon, and the Rubicon just drive. I always thought it would have like a death wobble or something. I'll tell you what, man, it's balanced out nice. Drives really, really good. Let's see. Oh yeah, the PPF looks with the self-healing. The what's her name? The Supercar Blonde did a test with some new stuff that they have out. This nanotechnology. She took a brick. Do you see that? She took a brick to the car, to like a $200,000 car, and she scratched it up. She went and got. Not even. I think she used a hairdryer or something. She heated it up. It was gone. All the scratches were gone. Oh, you're talking about. Oh, you want to see what it says, Sean? I can show you what it says. I mean, as far as if it'll ever get there, I don't know. Hold on. Let me see. Yeah. Hold on. Oh, hold on. I got to get in.
I don't think it says it. It's digital.
I don't know.
I don't think it says it. It's digital.
Yeah, I don't know if I can get the dial up on here. Hold on. Let's see if there's other speedometers in here. Nah, it's got the digital. It doesn't show. Huh. Yeah, on this one, I don't know. Yeah, honestly, Sean, I have no idea. It'd be funny to take this to ACO and actually take it down the strip.
There you go.
Right? Take it for a spin down there. 15-second quarter mile. Yeah, JS, brother, you'll love it. Well, Sean, in the Trackhawk, it was the speedometer went. It said 180 on it. And speaking of which, I gotta get a video at Trackhawk. Just set the Poconos record going around. It's ridiculous speed. It was up there. And the guy who did it said he had to let off because he was getting a little nervous that it was getting a little loose, a little squirrely. Yeah, this thing's a boat, man. Just driving it, it's a boat. I mean, side by side with the Rubicon, it's dwarfed. We won't even pull this in the garage because it's so big. We have 2 bays, but I parked the Rubicon on one side, and then I have all the roof and everything off on the ground right now until the lift comes in. Yeah, dude, you're not kidding. It does have a lot of ass for a 5.7. I mean, she does get up and go. She does hustle. Sean, if you're on Facebook, head on over to Team Trackhawk. There's a post and a video of the speed run that he did, and the whole conversation is there. You can check it out. It's just sick how fast he had that thing going. I think we're going to see some more 8s this spring or this fall. The Trackhawk platform is finally has somebody in the 8s with a twin turbo setup out of Florida. So the world record is still, I believe, 889. But I'm pretty sure this fall, with all the people that are doing a similar build, and there's quite a few people like contenders. There's a guy out of Canada. There's quite a few guys in the New York area. You got to watch out. New York's got some badass Trackhawks up there. There are guys on bags running 9 seconds. Bags with 22-inch wheel, 22-inch like wheels and bags, and they're running 9s. So look for an 8 out of New York soon. The Canada dude, I'm sure he's going to cut an 8. Mike down in Florida, I know he's going to just go deeper into the 8s. There's a couple of them. There's quite a few people that are knocking on that door too. Yeah, I mean, this is the year that I think it's going to start popping off, where they're going to start getting deeper into that 8. It took a while just for the first one to crack, but what's that? It took a long time. Well, not for them. There was a lot of them that jumped right into it. Like 9.9 was something that was like boom right off the bat. The low 9s, it took forever to get an 8. What is call again? Oh, Team Trackhawk, the group page. If you're interested, head over to Team Trackhawk. It's the group on Facebook. Got all the records listed, fastest stock numbers. You know, all the and they're all the times that are verified with slips and videos, etc. They don't just throw up willy-nilly stuff that somebody says, "Hey man, I ran a 7." Huh? No, they put up. You got to have your slips, and you got to have, you know, it's still slightly honor system, but if you have your time slips and video of it of the past, yeah, it's good. But there's a lot of good information over there if you want to check it out. Plus, for sponsored, you know, there's a lot of the big shops like Demon Performance, High Horse Performance, Tim Barth, dude. Let's see, who else? Damn it, I'm having a mental fart right now. They're all up there. Sinister. They're all the big shops are over there. Ripa, can't forget Steve. But everybody's up there. Everybody puts up their information. So if you're curious for anything Trackhawk, head on over to that group. Whew. What time you got, June? Hold on. Let me see. A few minutes, and we got to bounce. That's fine. I don't care. Skip the windows. I'm good. I gotta roll out here. I gotta keep that appointment with this floor dude. Oh yeah, that'll only be a couple minutes. We got to get out of here in a minute. He's just gonna power wash, clean off the mats real fast, wrap this up, and then I will have some video out tonight talking about the Jeep meet. I keep calling it the Jeep meet. Let's just call it a car meet. Let's stop calling it the Jeep meet, because we let anybody come. Any car you got. I don't care what type of Jeep. I don't care what type of car it is. We usually just go for food, so it should start being a food-oriented meet. I should have started a food channel with the gut I have. But yeah, so we'll get that information out July 23rd, 1:30. Also, next Saturday, Wildwood Jeep Beach Invasion. Wait, I always mess this up. The Wildwood Beach Jeep Invasion. Can't edit that shit out when you're live. Wildwood Beach Jeep Invasion is next weekend. We're going down on Saturday, weather permitting. Hopefully it doesn't rain, but we're heading down Saturday. What else? Yeah, I guess that's it for now. But hey, guys, girls, thanks for all checking in. I appreciate all of you. I'm back. I'll start getting more into a routine again. It's just been, like I said, a hectic month and a half, 2 months of trying to get everything done and having like literally limited time myself to do anything else. So, all right, that's all I got. I'll talk to you all soon. I'll see you tomorrow. I'm out of here.